talking about Devin Haney. How impressed were you with his performance?
I mean, look, you've got to give him the credit because he's become a 3-division world champion, but it's just not good to watch. He doesn't want to engage. He's difficult to beat because he doesn't want to engage. He's holding, he's grabbing, he's not doing anything. I mean, after he dropped Brian Norman really heavily, all he had to do was step on him. Would have stopped him. Would have been a great performance. But I'm just saying, people are watching that.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. So obviously last night, good night of boxing, the Ring 4 card in Saudi Arabia. We're going to break that down. Obviously, Devin Haney victorious against Brian Norman. And there's a lot to talk about in that fight. Obviously, it's a prediction that I got wrong. I felt like Brian Norman going into that fight, yes, he had power. I mean, obviously, Devin Haney did good against Regis Prograis. But I felt like his footwork was a little bit better than Regis Prograis. I also felt like he was more athletic, so I thought Brian Norman had a seriously good chance of winning that fight. But after watching it last night, I'm quite, I'm actually not surprised that he didn't win. I thought the performance from Devin Haney, obviously he got a knockdown in round 2. I think he looked, I felt like he lost round 1. But I thought the knockdown in round 2 was good. It was that check left hook that got Brian Norman in some damage, and then the big right hand. And then I thought some rounds, Devin Haney, I thought the jab looked a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people are, it's difficult because he's obviously become a 3-weight world champion now. He's beat someone that's undefeated, but I don't feel like it was an outstanding performance really. I felt like for a lot of that fight, Devin Haney was on the back foot. His work rate was not great in the later rounds. I mean, I think Brian Norman won some of the later rounds just by being more active. He was doing a lot of holding as usual. And it was quite a negative performance in the end for Devin Haney. Gets the victory, and obviously congratulations for that. But yeah, still not really convinced with Devin Haney. The one thing I think you have to give, Haney and Team Haney a lot of credit for is they manage him very well. They keep finding these guys, some of them undefeated that, they look decent on paper. But when you see them, that they're not very good. I'm not, trying to, I know I've seen some people in the comments, say I'm a hater and this and that. Devin Haney became undisputed by beating George Kambosos. I mean, do you want me to sit here and just lie and say that George Kambosos is some sort of great fighter? We're talking about someone that fought Lomachenko, lost every round and then got knocked out. And fought Richardson Hitchens, lost every round and got knocked out as well. So yeah, Devin Haney, I mean, look, it'll be interesting to see if he fights someone like a Conor Benn. Conor Benn, obviously, last fight was at 160 pounds. Could he make 147, and could he be good at that weight class? I think Devin Haney's very lucky because he's in a very weak division, a division that's got Mario Barrios and Rolly Romero as world champions. I mean, I think that tells you all you need to know. And for Brian Norman, I think, again, he was, quite novice-y in there. I think he was, throwing that left hook from an absolute mile away. He didn't have a consistent jab. His head movement was non-existent. His feet didn't look good. And he looked a little bit like a one-trick pony to me, Brian Norman. So yeah, that was, not the best of fights. Obviously on the card as well, Abdullah Mason against Sam Noakes. For me, I thought that was an outstanding performance from Abdullah Mason. Sam Noakes, I was a little bit disappointed. Sam Noakes, amazing heart, great chin, power, but not that skillful. I felt like I was going to watch someone with a little bit more skill. If I am disappointed in Sam Noakes, it's maybe because of that. But I thought Abdullah Mason at 21 years old, first, time going past 6 rounds, and he finished the round. He finished the round strong. He was definitely the most skilled fighter in there. Showed heart, showed a good chin as well. Showed great boxing ability, good feet. So Abdullah Mason is definitely one to watch. The youngest world champion in boxing now, and I thought that was a great performance. Bam Rodriguez, we know all about him. I thought he was outstanding. Bam Rodriguez is just a different level. He's fighting against good opposition, and that's how you fight. I mean, he looks so calm, so smooth, and to finish that fight with a knockout, I mean, it was outstanding. The difficult thing for Bam Rodriguez, obviously, like everyone wants to see that Nakatani or Inoue. Nakatani's obviously moving up to 122. I think Bam is definitely too small for that. I think he's just about too small for Inoue as well. But an absolutely outstanding fighter. And in the main event, it was pretty one-sided. Anthony Odd, again, a little bit disappointed in him. I think he's someone that you have to give immense credit for his heart. Took a lot of shots in there, but Ultimately, I think he, chose the wrong game plan. That is definitely not a fighter that you want to, stay on the ropes against. I thought the first few rounds, Anthony Yarde was boxing quite well. But David Benavidez was just walking him down. And Anthony Yarde, he's not really that boxer-type fighter that fights on the back foot. He's really just, Anthony Yarde's got power, and I felt like he just needed to come forward and, try his best and just land early. Benavidez, he's going to walk you down and cut off the ring and eventually get to you. His punch selection is outstanding. His work rate is exceptional. He's got power. Benavidez is an exceptional fighter. I mean, I thought that was a very, very good performance from David Benavidez. And a performance where you have to say to yourself, if that was David Benavidez in the ring against Canelo Alvarez when it was Terence Crawford, for me, Canelo Alvarez does not go 12 rounds. He's an exceptional fighter, David Benavidez. A little bit disappointed now that he's moving up to cruiserweight. I would have liked to see him, fight Dimitri Bivol. Obviously, it's a fight that he tried to make. Bivol, obviously vacated that WBC belt. But moving up in weight to fight Zurdo Ramirez, I feel like he'll win that fight. And then look, maybe if we can get Jai Opetaia for undisputed after that, that would be great. But I do think, once he's gone up to cruiserweight, I don't feel like he's going to come back down. A lot of people on Fight Week said that he didn't look great, looked a little bit drained at 175. Obviously, he just came to this division. So yeah, a little bit disappointed about that, that he is moving up in weight, but an exceptional fighter for me. I think David Benavidez gets some criticism. I think a lot of that does come from the, Canelo fans and stuff, but for me, David Benavidez is outstanding. So I thought those three for me really stole the show. Abdullah Mason, Bam Rodriguez, and Benavidez. I thought they were all great, put on fantastic performances, and I can't really call it as to who was the best out of those three, because I thought they all, showed a lot. So those are my thoughts. Obviously, hope you guys, enjoyed the show and everything. What did you guys think? Please make sure you let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one.